Hey, people. You know what time it is, baby. We back.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, on different day today. You know, the clock was a little slow. It's all right. It was different time zones today.
Are you playing music right now?
No.
Are you sure? I heard music coming through the headphones. Oh, okay. I thought you were playing some music.
It was a show.
Oh, I thought you were playing like a music over there. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man?
No, what are you saying?
All right.
What do you think I am?
You know.
Hey, it's
Just
your
kidding.
favorite Misfits, baby. We are here. Keith and Troy.
That's right.
Back in the building, people.
Starting it off.
And we own that boot tonight, okay?
Right.
We own that bull tonight. Now, we don't have a favorite axe hole to feature tonight. But, hey, I need you guys to start sending those out. Or do you have one?
We do have one.
Oh, we do have
yeah,
one.
the same one. Flipping axe. We're going to keep rolling.
We don't have a
with it.
new one. Okay.
We don't have a new one yet.
So that
We're
means that
still
you
waiting
guys are
for-
slacking. You got to start sending us your videos.
Send us some videos. I've reached out to a couple people, and y'all know who y'all are.
That's right. You got to start sending those videos out and letting us know that what your venue is, baby. Talk to us. Your favorite axe hole. What's your favorite hole to play in? That's what we want to know.
And
you know what I'm saying?
we got to do a little better getting out too and getting some venues around here.
Look, I grew up in the era that said blame it on the rain, blame it on everything, but don't blame it on you, okay?
Well,
you blame it on them. They did this.
At this point, it is us though. Hey, we got our banner. We forgot to mention that too.
Hey, what's the Ligma Axe, Honda? Talk to me.
No, God, you actually, no.
What's a Ligma Axe?
No, dude, just forget that
Did
comment.
they make a Ligma?
Dylan, I hate you right now.
Ligma Axe?
Yeah, Ligma. Just
What did I say? Ligma Axe? What did I say?
I'm not gonna finish it. Just all right. So as you guys see, we got a new banner. I cannot believe this man fell for it. He actually fell for it.
I don't get it.
I'll let him say it in the comments.
Ligma
just
Axe.
keep saying it.
Do they make a Ligma Axe? I don't think they make a Ligma balls either. I've never seen a Ligma Axe either.
Oh God, you've never heard.
I see what you're doing there. I see. Pervert. I like it, Honda. Hey, there we go.
God, that's a good way to start the show
That's
off.
right. That's right. Look, sometimes I know what's going on. I'm not too oblivious. That was pretty obvious, but I had to take the bait.
I thought he would.
Look, man, you gotta have the dad joke in there and get it in there.
Yeah,
I like those. But the Ligma Axe, at first, when I first read it silently, I didn't get it. Yeah. But then when I started to say it out loud, I was like, got it. Right?
Yeah.
And then obviously he gave it away with the Ligma balls. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got quite a few of those that I could come with, but it's okay.
You don't get us canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get us canceled.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, I'm sure Dylan knows one of the ones that I'd probably say too. But so that's one of my coworkers, by the way.
Let them say that. We can't say that.
Yeah, we can't say it. Yeah.
Because I don't care what you say. This is still social media. You get fired for social media. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, we are now live on Facebook too.
What up, Facebook?
On my
people?
Facebook. So
what's up, Facebook?
Anybody
people?
on my Facebook Live right now? Hey.
Say that loud. What you want?
Yeah, what you want, man?
See the chat on Facebook.
One of us has it on the phone, or I had it pulled. You can pull it up on the computer. Our producer, he needs it.
Like, are you guys supposed to see?
We ain't worried about that one. The chat should come up on the computer.
But by the way, I do have it on the Facebook.
Yeah.
That's why he was hearing the music and stuff in my headphones.
The Facebook one's the one we're gonna see on there. Yeah. We got the other one behind us.
Okay,
so
hey, look,
we got a little sidetrack there. This is what we do, though. We love this.
Last week,
yes,
we ended with a controversial subject.
Very controversial.
Pro versus amateur.
Yeah, indeed.
And statuses when it comes tournament time.
And who should be in what and who should be where.
Absolutely. So, first and foremost, for those of who do not know, that when you're in, I split the water because I can't speak to IATF. I really haven't done my homework like I'm supposed to, or cornhole. We're talking about waddle. In waddle, each season, and when we say season, we mean literally seasons. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Right?
Yeah.
So in each season, there's a season. You play it out, 28 games, and you get your best scores possible. And those scores will rank you based upon your season average.
Yep.
Right? Not necessarily what you did in the tournament, but in your season average. That's how they'll rank you. If you finish in the top 128, you are in the pro status. So if the top 128 was a 56 and above average, great. If it was 58 and above average, then great. But once you get the status, It's just as long as the top 128. As long as you finish in the top 128. So number 128 is 58.
I thought you just had to throw a 55 or better and then
No.
do 50% kills.
No, it's if you were the top 100.
That must just have been for the PLS tournament, Pro League Series tournament.
Correct.
For them to go between pro and amateur. Okay,
Correct.
got it. Cool.
So Waddle is a 55 is a top 128.
Right.
Is where you will finish to get there. However, now again, when that will put you in the pro status and it puts you in a different category. However, when you go to certain tournaments, they will give a number cutoff. 55 and above has to go play pros, and below will stay in the amateur ranks.
Yes.
Now, we've been to tournaments that was supposed to be the cutoff, but we saw people with 57s, 58s, and I'm not talking about people who were trending with a 57, 58, and it was week 4. I mean, they finished, and they hit 50% kills or better. Yeah. So they would have, hit that threshold for sure, 55 average and better. And they played in with the pros. Mm-hmm. I mean, with the amateurs. With the amateurs. Now, for true amateurs, people who are in the 40s, like high 40s, low 40s, or whatever case is, it kind of feels a little bit unfair. Because especially if the cutoff was supposed to be 55. And I know the venues that I'm referring to, and they know who they are, they said, hey, at the time that person signed up, they had not met said threshold. Right? Now, what we talked about last week was the possibility that could that be reevaluated prior to throwing in the event. Right. Because it is a huge difference for a person who throws a 55 and above versus someone who's a 54 and below. And that's a lot of it comes back to consistency on the kills, right? Yes. Now, I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate on today, and I'm gonna let you be the protagonist as I'm the antagonist. Okay. Now, my pushback is the following: same tournaments that we're referring to, those people who had pro level scores, you got the butts kicked. They got beat. They didn't finish in the top 3. Only one even finished in the top 4. Yeah. All right. And then when he went to the actual pro tournament, it was a terrible seeding for him, and he got beat down. Now,
I wouldn't say that.
He was 0-2.
He was 0-2, but look at the scores, because he played the number 1 player in the world
and took him
to overtime, 63-63, and went 6 overtimes.
Woo! So again, so take a look at that. Just think about that. Yeah. Is somebody like that who has a natural 57 average, should they be allowed to play in a tournament in the amateur ranks based upon what you guys know about axe throwing, right? Should they be allowed to do that and consider it fair?
Yeah. I still stand where I was before. And
Which is refresh the people. Let the people know.
So I believe that there should be a refresher between like a week before. Obviously, before your tournament, look through stats, see what everybody's done. I know it's a pain. I know it's going to be tough, but maybe even break down tournaments to go to. Hey, if you're hosting a marathon, I don't think that really matters. Because marathons, most people aren't there for wins and losses. Most people are trying to get their 28 games in and trying to just move on to get the best scores. Right. Where a tournament, you're trying to win.
Right.
So for somebody to sign up for an amateur tournament thinking they're an amateur and having to throw against borderline pros, I, as a thrower, would be quite upset with that.
Yeah, I guess when you consider that in a marathon, you guarantee 28 games.
Right. In a tournament, depending on if it's single elimination or double elimination, you're either one game
or you out.
Or even if it's best of 3 or if it's just one. Like, what if it's a heads-up one game?
Yeah.
And you have to play the number 5 player in the world. And you spent money to go to this tournament. Which, granted, you're going to get practice, yes. But if they say, hey, it's an amateur tournament, and say you have the number 129 player in the world, didn't make pro status, but they're right there.
Okay, so
And that level is literally broken by tenths.
okay, so wait. So make sure I'm clear because I may be confusing myself a little bit here. In the tournaments that we're referring to, there was a clear cutoff. They said 55 and below.
Right.
So they said 55 and up, you considered pro.
Pro. Yep.
49.9, you in the amateurs.
Amateur. Yep.
Okay, so what happens if you get a guy 54.9? I mean, he's at the top end of that threshold.
Exactly.
Now, do you feel that is okay? Well, fine. He's the number one seed of the worst, right?
Right.
And so, okay, that's his prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
So the pushback is, what happens? What's the difference between a guy who's a 58 and he happens to be the top guy?
So that's tough. And the reason I say that's tough is because when you get to a 58, it's literally a one throw. Where when you get down to your 50s, your 40s averages, most of them are wing and fours, maybe a 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the game is just so fluctuated where when you look at the 1 and 2 player in the world play, most of the time
Yeah, they don't hit fours.
they don't hit fours. They rarely hit a 5. And it's, 64-64 overtime or 63-63 or a 56-56 just because they missed a kill.
Yeah, I can see that because if you're talking about a 54, a person who's at a 54.9, 55-ish, right?
Right.
That person probably throws a few fours here and there.
Maybe.
They don't even go up at all.
Or
that's why
right.
they keep the scores the way they do.
Yeah.
So it does make it feel a little more fair, I guess you can say, in regards to the playing field.
Yes.
Versus a guy who's a 58, the likelihood that he is going at 58 and not going up, and he averages that, is slim to none.
So I don't know if he's watching, but one of my good friends that I went to high school with, Trevor, if you're watching, what's up? He plays pickleball.
Okay.
They have a ranking system based on points.
Okay.
So it's like he said he's like a 3.2, I think he said, which is pretty close. Like your pros are 4 and above.
Okay.
So once you get to that seeding and that ranking, so basically you play and you get ranked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you get your number ranking, and that's where you are. The more you play, the more you win, the better you do.
Any sport,
right. So, but axe throwing, Waddle, I shouldn't say axe throwing because I don't know, like you said about IATF, but Waddle, they don't really have a ranking system other than average. One week you could be number 1, next week you could be number 5, next week you could be back to number 1. There's no actual ranking system for us.
I mean, I don't know.
We have a pro status and we have amateur. That's it.
I mean, but if your scores fluctuate, that changes where you rank.
Right. Which,
So,
I guess we do get our rank through one number-wise.
Yeah, because if I throw a 1,500 as far as my overall 28 game score, right, I could be number 1 because the other guys haven't thrown yet.
Right.
But when those other guys throw and they're in the 1700s and stuff, quite naturally I'm going to drop down, which means my ranking will change. It's the reason, I screenshotted it, by the way. I was ranked number 47 in the world at one point.
That's right.
We're
ranked 41st.
In duels, we're legit 41st.
Right.
Like
end of the season
stayed we were 40,
stamped.
And somebody jumped up and won ahead of us and put us down 1.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. The point is that one's legit.
Yeah.
But as the season goes on, and you don't know until the end of the season after all the scores have been put in.
So, I guess their ranking is basically your number in the world.
Yeah. But it is a little skewered, though. Because I will say in the grand scheme of things, when you rank somebody, you rank them based upon skill. Some people say strength of schedule if you were in college football.
Right. And we don't have that.
Right. And
we have, I guess, the tier tournaments, but
No. I think where I'm going with this is, should there be a separate ranking for people who go up and those who do not? Because I can throw a 56 and never go up.
Right. And
I might even throw a 57. From time to time, I get pretty locked in on that.
That's a fun challenge for people too.
Yeah.
To try to get a perfect game without going up. Throw 10
like
sixes.
Like a 60, 10 60. I think I can do that. Yeah.
But I mean, that would be kind of nice. I would like that. But me personally, I think we should do like we just said. Break it up into intermediate, beginner, pro,
Okay,
or a number, because
So how does that look? So help me understand. Matter of fact, I tell you what, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back in like 1 minute. We'll come right back. I know the timer's gonna say something else. We're gonna come back in 1 minute, and we're gonna break down and just how do you think Waddle should go about breaking down lower, intermediate, and whatever to make it make sense? I know it's, all of what we're talking about is a lot of extra work, absolutely.
Yeah.
But how do you think it would make it fair? I guess
Right.
All right, so hey, we'll see you guys right after the break. 1 minute, we'll be right back. So here we are in Flippin' X in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and today we have a special guest. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the place.
Hey, how you going, guys? I'm Chris. Most people just call me Brick, or hey you there, that drunk guy over there. Don't worry, I'm not always drunk, but it's hard for people to tell that. Yeah, I guess I'm an axe-hole just like the rest of them. What I really like about this location is it's like a splash of Americana. And as a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not, as an immigrant, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm rather proud of the fact that I'm an American, and so I take a lot of pride in establishments that are pretty proud of being American. But one of the other great things that I like about this location is that it is entirely veteran owned and operated. All of the employees have either served in the US military or are currently serving in the military. Both of the founding owners were both veterans in the military as well. Yeah, it's a really nice little location in here.
All right, you got a Facebook page or Instagram?
We do. You can actually find us on Facebook. We're not doing Instagram at the moment.
Hey, people, it's your boys. Oh, hang on. Yeah, now we back. It's your boys back in the building. Your favorite misfits, Troy and Keith and Troy. You know
right.
how it is, all right? So, in case you missed it, last time we were here, we were talking about being able to break it down as far as, like Keith brought it up, as to how we should break it down levels, right?
Yep.
So now, backtrack a little bit here and explain what you said, and then jump right into how you think it should be done.
Right. So basically, I feel like we should have sort of, I don't want to say levels because that sounds game-ish, but basically have divisions.
Okay.
Right? And for tournaments or anything to break it down, you could do just like they did for PLS. It's the easiest way to do it. They had a spot on there where you clicked pro or amateur.
Okay.
And if you were a pro, they wouldn't let you sign up for the amateur. And if you were amateur, you could sign up for pro and throw in the pro just
But it was at your own risk.
Right. So that was one easy way they could do it, is based off signups. And then when you look at whoever signs up, just go look at their average. Pull up their Waddle card. If they're this season, if it's 2 weeks in and they're averaging a 60, it's hard to tell if they're a pro or not.
Yeah, because that's going to be a little unfair if you're blaming it off of or talking about it on a 1 week status. Because I know for me personally, I'm perennially around 53 to 54.
Right.
But I've had a week where I average a 62. I'm not a pro. I just had a good set of
Right,
games.
and that's what I'm saying. You could look at the previous weeks or just look at their averages throughout the last season.
Yeah, see, I think it's got to base it upon the last completed season.
Yeah.
The last completed season, most recent season, which I think PLS did. At least that was the intention at the time.
They did.
I think of sign up.
Yeah.
So here's my question now.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you think it should be broken down into more levels, or do you think it's fine just saying pro and amateur, or should you be saying a cutoff number like 55?
Right. Yeah.
Because 55 isn't necessarily pro.
No. So I would say that would then go to the venue's discretion.
Oh, man. See, now we're right back where we started then.
Not really, because if the venue wants to do I mean, they could still do a regular tournament with regular pros and amateurs all in together.
Okay.
But just put it out there, hey, there's no limit on this one, or hey, there's no threshold. And, like, you know, you're going to get paired up with the Dylan Teets, the Lucas Johnson.
Then how is that different than what it is now?
Right, but you could have some that are broken up more. That's what I'm saying. They don't break up enough.
I feel like what you're asking for is already kind of being done then. If that's the case, because, all right, so I look at it like this right here. I have seen leagues, or marathons, I should say, where they said, look, you can't sign up for this league unless you throw a 46 or below, right?
Yeah.
And
like
and they were trying
beginner.
to keep it fair because they didn't want somebody like you and I to walk in and just blow them out, right?
Right. That's the same.
Right. To their discretion, no problem. But on a national stage, we would never do that because it would be terrible axe throwing, right? And so I wouldn't want to see it. I would not want to see a person who averages a 40 in a tournament, like a group of 40 averaging people. Like you give me 50 people who average 40 and say, all right, good luck. I don't want to see that because more times than not, I'm going to drop, 3,
That's what
2.
I feel like that makes it exciting. Just like baseball. You have your levels to baseball. Most people, yes, they go to pro, but they also more the times than not
You
go
want
to your
participation trophies, don't you?
No. Forgot we're on social media. No. No, not participation trophies, but I mean, think about. All right, perfect.
Don't say a name though. Just
No.
an average.
Yeah. Think about. Well, heck, I'll use myself because I just threw a 47 something this past weekend. So I'll use myself. All right. So say, give us a chance, which I'm not always going to be there. Hopefully, I hope to get better, but. Give the little guys a chance. They're never going to have a shot on TV. But how cool would it be to have two beginners throwing against each other on ESPN?
No, hell no.
Look, that game is literally could be broken down so many ways. And it could go so many different directions.
No.
There could be literally... I feel like everybody would be excited because they'd be so hyped up for each other.
So I think you're thinking about it from the aspect of the axe community alone. If I'm thinking about it from an aspect of I need to market this sport to the general public, right? People don't really want to see terrible whatever. Just like think about it. Why do you think all these sports have basically made all these rules that go against the defense? People want to see scoring. They want to see excitement. They want to see wins. Nobody wants to go up there and see a guy. Dang, he just won a 1, a 2. Nobody wants to see that?
No. So that's where I have to beg to differ. Because, cornhole, for an example, people do want to see the 4-baggers. They want to see just straight every single one in the hole. But they also want to see those underdogs and those guys that have never...
Yeah, but nobody wants to see
up.
So nobody would.
Colorado. I'm going to throw it out there. Colorado. Everybody wants to watch them play. Why? Because they're an underdog and Dion.
But they also don't have bum players. Nobody wanted to see them when they were 1-11. Now they've actually got players. I mean, they wound up.
No, I wouldn't even say that they got players.
Yeah, look.
Because they have 3 players.
Look, let me tell you something.
You've got Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You've got and Dion's 2 kids.
Okay, but
that's it.
No, I'm not gonna go that far because they got some guys that could play on other teams for sure. But what I do think is when they were 1-11, nobody was putting them on ESPN. No, because nobody wanted to see terrible football. Nobody wanted to see them play Alabama. Because it was going to be an 88-0 score. Right?
Well, no, some people would.
Come on,
because
man.
The Alabama fans would love that game.
And that game would get 0 rating outside of Alabama, and which means the general public wouldn't want to see it. We want to see winners. Look, and when we say underdogs, we mean that guy who he's on a Cinderella run, right? He did what he needed to do. He barely got into the tournament, but he's in, and now he's making noise. You see what I mean?
Right. And see, Brian agrees.
No, he said it'd be great comedy.
Exactly.
That
would be funny.
So you think it's good to actually put people up to be embarrassed?
Not embarrassed.
Yes.
Well, okay,
you're laughing at them.
We wouldn't mind laugh at them, but it would be fun because we would be encouraging them. Like it's not your same people.
It's just at them is what you'd be doing.
It's random people that would be in there.
No, No. Because Because first of all, if I
hold on. College football.
Okay.
Since we're talking about that, do you not get tired of seeing the same team in the playoff every year?
Yes. However,
all right. Would you not want to see, like, I'm gonna go JUCO here.
Hell no. Now I do not want to see a JUCO team play against Alabama.
No, I'm not saying them play against Alabama, but say two JUCO teams duke it out.
All right, so let's put it this way. Okay.
Yeah, see,
because hear me out. There's levels to everything. I agree with that, right? But I want you to consider this. Hear me out. If I want to see two JUCO teams play, I'm gonna go to the JUCO game. I'm not trying to see it on the local stream on ESPN. Now, if you happen to put it on there, I might watch it because I like watching football, right?
Exactly.
But it's not my idea of. Do you think it's going to get the top rating?
No.
Do you think it would get a good rating?
Possibly, yes.
No.
Because people wouldn't know about them.
So
then they would be wanting to learn.
The games on ESPN Plus very rarely get a rating.
Because not many people watch ESPN Plus.
But all right, so now this one I'm gonna push back. Colorado played on ESPN Plus, and people were up watching that summer gun until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because it was good football.
Because of one person.
Well,
take Deion out of Colorado. Are they on ESPN?
And all right, well, take Nick Saban out of Alabama. Are they still on ESPN?
Yes.
No, hell no.
They were before. They've been on ESPN for years.
Not before. Look.
Even before Saban, they were.
I need you to.
They were a championship team before Saban.
Years before Saban.
Right.
Like decades before Saban.
Still. Even like LSU, they're on big games.
So let's put this in perspective because I get it. You want to fight for the little guy, right?
Yeah, well, not just the little guy, but you look at everybody.
Let's if we're gonna use college football as a reference, let's look at the Tennessee Volunteers. For years, Tennessee Volunteers was a perennially good team.
Right.
The Peyton Mannings, and they came out there, right? You had what was that? I forgot his name. But you get my point. Is they had some really good players, right, over the years.
Yes.
But when they lost those players, they also lost the opportunity to stay on TV because nobody wanted to see them lose. Nobody wanted to go watch constant losing. The same thing with Colorado, right?
Well,
Colorado brought some hype, right? And as a result, we were excited to see it. But most people were chiming in because they were Deion fans.
Exactly.
The other half were just chiming in to see if he loses.
Right.
Now that he's lost, in grand fashion, mind you, you're going to start seeing the excitement kind of fall off. Because in the end, especially if they lose against USC. If they lose against USC, I'm not saying that people won't be interested, but not at the same level. And so my point is, nobody wants to see losing football. Nobody wants to see a losing anything. Is it comical to go out there and watch Pee Wee football? Oh, look, he's so cute, he can run, right? But I don't want to see it on ESPN. If I wanted to see that, I would go to this local venue. You know, even when I watched the Little League World Series, I watched the best Little Leaguers, not the worst Little Leaguers. No, they're not Major League Baseball, but I watched the best version of Little League.
Right.
The same thing when it comes to acts.
Also,
if I don't know anything about acts,
go through a process to get there,
and it wasn't on TV.
Most of it was.
No, man. The Little League World Series. No,
the beginning.
No,
you got the whole Little League World Series is like 2 weeks long, a week and a half long.
Correct.
On ESPN.
But they had to win their regions or win their local area to get there in the first place. Exactly. The best had to get there.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with Axton. I don't want to see a guy who throws a 37 or 40 out there playing because, hey, I got a shot. No, you don't. When you throw an average of 40, you have no wing or prayer.
Never know.
Hell no.
It's called a Hail Mary for a reason.
As long as I'm playing, there ain't going to be nobody. And I'm telling you right now, if you average a 45 or below, give it up. Give it up. Just give up, okay?
Don't.
Just hang up your axe because you're not going to beat me. Because if I notice it, again, in a marathon, sure, I'll give you a shot in a marathon because I'm probably not trying. I'm just going to take some risk. But in a tournament, no, give up. Give up. Don't even try. Because I'm telling you right now, if you average a 45, I'm not going to put you against Brian Cox. I'm not going to put you against Sean Daniels. And I'm not going to look. And these are not guys who are the top 20 in the world. I mean, they got top 20 potential, but they're not. But they're killers. I would never put somebody like that up them. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to put a 45 average people up there to throw to embarrass themselves, and then I'm making fun of them, especially in a sport that is still young, trying to make a name for itself. The last thing I wanted to do is be known for a laughing stock. I want them to put the best version possible to say, look, come watch the skill. Come watch what we bring to the table. I don't want to, again, a Hail Mary is somebody like, let's say you or I, we went through the Pro-Am championships. We averaged in low 50s, high 40s, and we made it and got our way in. That's as close to the Cinderella story as I would like. Because all of a sudden, this 48 guy woke up, had the week of his life, and wound up making it in to that tournament. He's the Hail Mary. He's the underdog coming in. That's the Cinderella story I would love to see, not 22 of them in the same tournament. Like, oh, my God, what are we doing? That he's spending more time beating the wall with the axe, the back of the axe.
Yeah. I won't say in a whole tournament, but I mean, you got to give them people a shot.
I did give him a shot by giving him an opportunity to go in and play in the Pro-Ams. I gave him an opportunity to go in and say, look, get your circuit points up. I'm giving you every opportunity to win your way in. As much as winning as I've done on some lower levels, let's be honest, right? And I've got quite a few first and second place trophies hanging around and some checks that, I get it. I've done some winning. The reality is I have not made the cutoff to make it to, let's say, the Worlds, right? But if I do what I'm supposed to do in the Pro-Am tournament, right? Or maybe in my local league, I wake up and boom, I do it.
No.
That's my Hail Mary. This is my chance to show. But if I don't make it, I'm not totally upset because in the end, I didn't want to go up there to be embarrassed.
No. Oh, I mean, I don't plan to go up there to be embarrassed either. But
so then don't put no person with a 40 average, 45 average in the time like, hey, I love to see it.
I mean, that'd be cool.
I don't know who all is still watching right now at this point. Well, whoever's watching, in your honest opinion, would you want to see someone who is, say, a 45 or below average in their own specific tournament? We're not even going to say against you as a pro. Would you want to see them in their own tournament and saying, look, we're going to put it and broadcast it on ESPN? Would you want to see it? That's what I want to know. So anybody that's watching, I'm not totally against if they have their own tournament, but I certainly don't want to see them play, a group of them play in a group. So if you told me 45 and below, 55 to 45, and everybody else, so we got 3 separate tournaments, and then the winners get to play each other.
No,
cool.
no.
You wouldn't want to do that? Or if the person who won the 45, you get to jump up and play in the amateur one that's in between.
Yeah.
And if you happen to win your way up, then go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that too.
Because, I mean, that's basically PLS in a way.
But would you want to see it on ESPN is my question. I don't mind saying 3 separate tournaments, but it is a lot of extra work.
It is.
Right? It means there's a lot more money that has to come out because you got to rent that space and it costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but would you want to see something like that on national television?
So I think that's where the marketing standpoint of it, you can market it towards the little guy. You could, say, hey, this is in the 45 and under average group. These are your 2 playing for the title of best at 45 and under average. Then when you move up, you could play on TV that game, and then they could see the skill levels step up. You know what I'm saying? They could see, and maybe you don't even do that many. Maybe you do 3. You cap it at 3. You do like your beginners, which is like anybody under a 45.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Those 2 play. They're crowned the best beginner.
Right. But
then you get your intermediate, which is all of us in between, to say a 56.
All right, but you also have to consider the idea of that there's more than just the discipline of hatchet too. So when I'm talking about broadcasting all this, I've got to consider the nice guys.
Yeah.
I got to consider the big axe guys, the dual teams, the hatchets, and now we're talking about breaking them up. And then you're talking about broadcasting an entire day of basically the equivalent of Ballroom Olympics.
Basically, yeah. It would be like, a long time, but...
Look, guys, you heard the question that I posed.
Maybe
put it in the
something
chat.
that
we're going to take a quick 2 or 3 minute break here. We're going to come right back for the final segment, and then hopefully we can get Keith committed or something like that. And he may not be here. He may be in a straight jacket because it's crazy.
Never.
A 40 average against a 65.
No, I'm not saying that.
See, 65 isn't impossible. He didn't even catch it. So at the end of the day, he's
exactly.
straight jacket. He's nuts, man. All right, we're out of here. We'll be right back Give us a couple minutes. All right, here we go. It looks like we got the boxes today. We got what we're looking for. Find out. Heavy rotation. That's what it looks like. I see that on our little lady here. What we got here? What we got? All right, I'm excited. Oh. Here we go, baby. All right, we got some. All right, got some nice little lanyards and stuff like that. We're definitely taking advantage. We'll hang our 64s on it. You better believe that. Got a couple of these, huh? Boom. We've got patches. Look at rotate. I'm definitely putting it on the bag. 2 stickers. Bam, bam. Highlighting. You see it. Nice. And all the piece de resistance, another patch for each of us. Piece de resistance. The hatchets, yes. The hatchets. The hatchets, they are here. They are here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boom, baby. Ooh, yeah. Epic Misfits in the house. Heavy rotation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are happy and excited. I will be throwing these at practice tomorrow. You better believe it. Oh, man, this is great. This is great. All right, here we go. It looks like we got the boxes today. We got what we're looking for. Find out. Heavy rotation. That's what it looks like. I see that on our little lady here. Hey, people. It's your boys back in the building. Your favorite Epic Misfits, Keith and Troy here, and we are talking axe throwing. Waddle axe throwing. Yes. By the way, IATF, they kick off their new season October 10th.
I know. I saw Crazy X had one, and I wanted to
So I'm excited
potentially try to join it.
Yeah?
I'm thinking about it. Why not?
All right, let's see. They going to kick his tail.
I want him. And see, look, he always wants me to step out and do it because he is.
First of all, I travel. He won't go unless I go. If we say we're going to go somewhere, and he's like, yeah, I go. And the last minute, I say, I ain't think I'm going. He'll be like, no, I'm good. I ain't going. I don't know why he won't go. Tonight, he should have been playing Big Axe tonight.
What time is it?
Let's see what time. It is past the time. It already got started. You're not going to make it.
They started at 7, right? I think.
6:30.
Oh, 6:30.
Well, actually, he said 6:30, but he always starts 30 minutes late.
Yeah, so that's why I said
So
7. But
by the time you get there, they would have gone through most again. But
there's
the
always
point
next week. See?
We gonna see. First of all, he needs to get out there and play. I told him I would go and support him and watch him play. You know what I mean? He's my boy. I gotta watch him play. I might get some good footage for the show. You know, that could be funny.
That would definitely be funny.
But honestly, you know, I think he's actually a little more skilled at Big Axe than he is at Hatchet. He just needs to get more reps in because he was a natural. I mean, like a natural the first time he picked it up, and he had an inferior axe the first time. Now I just don't think he gets enough practice time with his current axe. I think if he did, he could probably make some noise in Big Axe for sure.
We'll see.
But all right. So we left off last talking about the different brackets.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Again, we just threw out arbitrary numbers.
Yeah.
45 and below have their own tournament.
Mm-hmm.
55 to 45.01, whatever, they have their tournament. Right. And then you've got everybody above that would be in their own tournament.
Mm-hmm.
If you won the 45, you get to play in up 1.
Yeah.
If you happen to win that tier, you get to play up 1. Because I wouldn't want to see a guy who's at a 45 average, he won a tournament, now he gets to jump all the way to the top. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. But being they play up 1 level, I don't think it's too bad.
No. Right.
I just don't think I would want to broadcast it because I don't think it makes for good television. Could you have your own tournament? Sure. I don't have an issue with your own tournament. And if you win, you go up. It's no different than in the amateur tournament. I'm okay with you not broadcasting the amateur tournament as it currently is until you get to the finals.
Yeah.
Because by the time you got to the finals, those people probably are pretty good. They're borderline pros.
Right.
But if you don't broadcast them at all, I mean, and another reason you would do is because there's probably more amateurs than there are pros.
Yeah.
So you would reward the majority. I can see that happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get him over there, and not to mention, I don't believe there's a lot of people who average below a 48 that actually travel, not consistently.
Yeah.
So I think that's something else to consider too, that this could be a moot point, because if I create a tournament 45 and below, how many people are actually going to show up to it? I think in the current status where they're saying, look, we'll break it up pro and amateur, you get so many amateurs, and you get a guy who's been throwing a week and says, "Man, I'm gonna try my hand," right?
Yeah.
And you'll get that. But if you broke it down to 45 and below, I don't know if you'll get enough turnout. Because if we look at the last PLS tournament, I don't think there was a lot of people 45 and below. Well, there are a few, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I
there
don't
were a lot.
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe that would spark some of the lower guys that are just fun and not as competitive
Because
to go travel.
And nobody who finished in the top 10 was below a 50 average normal.
Right, yeah.
And that was even in the amateur side.
Yeah.
You know, and Terrell Lacey, Berger, and myself, you know, we average around somewhere, let's put realistically between the 52 and the 54. That's our fluctuation. We had a day of our life, you know, hitting more bullseyes than ever, hitting kill shots that we probably wouldn't otherwise hit, right? And so we had a day of our lives, and it gave us a chance to compete with the pros. But obviously, the cream rose to the top, and we didn't finish in the top 5, but we did finish pretty high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think with some more practice, certainly we could find ourselves competing at a high level.
Definitely.
But again, I don't know if I would have wanted to broadcast our finals on national TV. I would have said, hey, it's good for like a local feed.
I don't know, man. Everybody there was so hyped about it. Like, I feel like, but I guess that's the
finals maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that was just, I guess, the vibe from us being there too. Like,
yeah, because
we were so stoked, and like, I guess that's true. Like, somebody sitting on the other side they would have been like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. Because I don't know too many people who don't throw axes. Like, for instance, I saw people I'm aware of people who, they downplay the idea of axe throwing and its competitiveness. Oh, yeah, me and my kids, we did that once. Oh, I remember back in so they downplay it so much to suggest that, oh, it's nothing. But they don't realize just how much skill goes into it. Right? And so, because I've had people, when I tell them, oh, yeah, I mean, I throw competitive axe throwing. Oh, yeah, we had a couple drinks and we had one. And that was cool to relate and stuff. But the way that they tell their story is to suggest, oh, I can't believe there's actually people out there competing doing this.
Right.
It's almost disrespectful.
Till it's in the Olympics.
Until it's in the Olympics. Curling,
Push
baby.
for
Right
it.
there with curling.
That's right.
Yeah. So I will say this sport needs to gain some respect with the masses. Almost to the level of bowling, right? People understand there's levels between an amateur bowler and a pro bowler.
And that's kind of how I would like this to be broken up too.
I just feel like if we wind up doing the amateur bowlers, people are going to make fun of them because of the stupid stuff they do. And same thing I would say if I put an amateur axe thrower, I'm making fun of them. I don't want to see people be set up to make fun of them. And now instead of them being able to enjoy this sport, they feel like it was a mockery.
Right. No, I see that.
Because especially on a sport that is just getting started, the last thing I want to do is embarrass the sport and now it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know? It's why nobody wanted to watch 1-11 Colorado, but they'll watch 3-0 Colorado, even if they don't think Colorado's good enough. Most people walked into that game hoping Colorado would do okay, but realistically thinking they were going to lose, right? Realistically, most people think Colorado's going to lose this week against USC.
Yeah.
But they hope they put on a better show than they did last week, right?
Yeah.
I think it was pretty obvious the offensive and defensive lines is where it's at. It looked like Jackson State out there playing.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because the difference between D1 ball and, say, lower level, 1AA, whatever it is because the big boys in the trenches. You get receivers that go pro. You get some of the quarterbacks that go pro.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz was not playing high level Division I when he went number 2 in the draft. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he has a skill set that could have translated.
Right.
Right? But you're not going to typically see the defensive tackle from North Dakota State wound up being a Pro Bowler. It just doesn't happen very often.
Right.
I'm not saying it'll never happen because there's always underdogs, right? But or one-offs, but I don't think the likelihood is there. There's a reason nobody expects their champion to play our champion, right? Nobody's saying Alabama go down and play the JUCO champion and then also play the FBS champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that way we'll prove who the best is because we know there's levels to this. We will get them boys killed. We see that the first 2 weeks of college football every year.
Yeah.
Like the FAMUs of the world.
Yep.
Good God, do they get beat down? Like, it is terrible.
They do.
Like, oof, it's brutal. Like, I know I don't want to see that. Like, obviously, if it's my team, I want to see them. Yeah, let's get a good win, right? But,
what if it was like the NCAA basketball tournament?
NCAA, all right, so basketball.
That you get, I mean, you've got your Davidsons that come down through. You've got.
Okay, but they had to win their way into said tournament. So it wasn't like, and then there's still levels because you don't have a Division II champ that's going to make it over there.
Yeah.
It's still a Division I, even though it's a smaller school. They still get a chance to win their way into the big boy tournament.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
like we would get a chance to win our way into it if we did well. But you're not going to see Division II going to it. Just I don't care how good they are, they're not going to compete.
So then, should they break us up into divisions?
Then that goes back to how I asked you how you're going to do it before. And then again, if you said 45 and below, and then 55 down to 45, and then everybody else, okay, then 3 separate divisions, that's fine. Even if we went into the Pro-Am and they broke it that way. Okay, it probably won't take as long to do it as you think it would. Let those guys knock this one out and get it over with. You do the same thing with this group because it's going to be smaller groups.
Yeah.
Still the same amount of people. Mm-hmm. And then if they're champion or top 4, play up. And then their top 4 play up, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm cool with that. I can see that.
That'd be
and
nice.
then that would give the 45 person who won their way in. Hey, guess what? If you're really having that day, hopefully keep the magic rolling.
Keep it going. Yeah. That would be that was be very nice and would be something that
the jerseys came out.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to hold it till next week to have the conversation next week. We're going to talk about it next week anyway because I'm going to say something. But the jerseys came out. Guys, I hated to wait till the third segment to bring it up, but they're dope. I saw different people with different colors. I don't know how they got different colors.
Venues. I think it's based off if they did whatever venue they did, if the venue designed it. So, like the Krabby X, like Luke.
That one was tight, boy.
Yeah, like Sean, I think I think
man.
Blackwater went in there and designed it. So now if you were a thrower of Blackwater, you could buy. I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to do it.
I should ask Blue Ridge what was going on with them because I know they had a dope jersey they were creating. Ain't no disrespect intended to Epic X, but Blue Ridge, man, they came up with a design. I was like, yo.
Well, a lot of people are. You'll have to ask Kyle. I haven't seen them post. I haven't seen anybody. From
I know they were They were creating one that they were trying to do just for themselves. I don't know if they actually did one for
the Pro-Am.
For the Pro-Am,
gotcha.
but I don't even. I wonder if Kyle and
Andrew.
I want to.
I don't know if Andrew is or not. I thought Kyle might would have, but I don't know.
I gotta reach out to Kyle. I bet he's gonna go.
And then, did you see Corey?
Yeah, I did.
News and stuff. That was pretty cool too.
Go and say it. The news. Say it.
What?
Corey's news. Say it.
Oh, he was on the news.
Doing.
Oh, throw it. Like, what? I was confused what you're trying to say. Like,
Corey was on the news.
Yeah, he was on his local news in South Carolina. Talking about how he's competing to throw and go to, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
so.
That's dope. I don't know who he knows to get advertising like that on TV. I couldn't even get it at my local job. Just be like, hey man, look at me. I sent an email and it was like cease and desist. It was like, don't send that bull.
Come on,
nobody want to see that. No, that's what happened. They didn't want to see that. They were like, no.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. No support.
We might have to re-advise your email here.
Yeah.
You might have had something. Did you have a header? Did you have an ending? Did you have the whole filler and everything too?
I had this beautiful face. That's all you needed.
See, here we go with this.
It's just put me like, give them the eyebrow. People's eyebrow.
But yeah, the jerseys. I'm kind of stoked about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
I'm interested to pick it up, which we can't get it until Thursday before the event.
Oh, I guess they ain't gonna send it to you.
No, I wish. That'd be real nice.
Yeah, because I sure be wearing it on the show.
I know, right? Yeah, I'd be repping it right now.
Yeah, that mug is tight. Now, it was interesting. It's not funny, but it is funny. We tried to put our local venue on the back, right?
Yeah.
But they put a totally different person's logo on the back. Now it's not. I can't necessarily blame Waddle, but
that's where I guess they sent revisions out to everybody, and I guess we didn't see them, and we could have then
this
resent in.
No. When they send you the proof is whenever you send back the revision to see what it is.
Because then you can't. That when I emailed them, they said you can't change the logo. That should have been done before September 5th, because they sent us one that kind of showed the venue and the logos and stuff.
No. I sent because we didn't have an approved logo.
Right.
And I sent it off and got it approved.
Right. And then there was supposed to be another one. It's probably in your spam, just like how this one was.
Oh.
But it was probably in your spam folder about, hey, this is the venue or this, something like that. That's what Danielle said whenever I emailed her about it.
Because, that's another thing, too. My jersey went to spam. Only reason I even knew to
Everybody's did.
Yeah, only reason I even knew to look there is because people were saying it. And you even told me, said, check your spam. And so it's very, very possible that when they sent the revision, I didn't see it. Because I got the logo approved.
Yeah, we got everything approved because it's on the jersey.
Yeah.
It's just, I think they didn't send out like the colors or nothing. I think they
didn't
just
need
said,
that, but I needed them to show the correct logo.
Yeah. And
because
that's
the logo
where,
they put is actually a venue
in Texas.
with the same name, but it's in Texas.
And which is, I don't know how that'll work because we've never thrown there. And technically, it has to be you have to throw a marathon or a season there, like a league there, and we haven't done that. So
Texas, we repping you right now. You know what I'm saying? Texas, look, whatever it is. Look, you owe me sponsorship, okay? Because I'm going on TV. I'm gonna make it to the show, okay? And it's gonna say Epic Acts. I meant to say for Raleigh and Clayton, but it is what it is. So Texas, good luck. I guess you got 2 representatives you didn't intend to have. So
because that's what I was wondering. But from what I was told, if we try to get a new one, it's gonna be a whole like redesign apparently.
Oh.
So that's why we got the color scheme and the design and stuff we got.
Because I know our local guy, he wasn't particularly happy about what happened on the back, but I was like, can't do nothing, champ.
Right.
All right, it is what it is.
Yep.
Well, guys, hey, that's
we might be able to get it changed. We might not. I don't know.
That's gonna be our show. And once again, it went by so fast today. Hey man, shoot us up with some show ideas. We're gonna be coming up with some more IATF stuff because their season's gonna be starting soon. So we hope to be able to do some precursor stuff for that.
We'll get him to play in it.
If you're in pickleball, if you're in cornhole, man, reach out to us and give us some ideas and talk to us. Matter of fact, if everything goes well, we might be able to link up and drop you into the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
So hey guys, until next week, we out.